Take back your soul. This is another transmission from Mahadeva here at ThunderWizard.com headquarters, where you find the world's only unified spiritual energy system at ThunderWizard.com. Get ready, because here I come. Hello YouTube, this is Mahadeva the Thunder Wizard, and today I want to talk about the process of enlightenment. You've heard me talk about this before. I've told you what enlightenment is. This is one definition. The working definition of enlightenment that I have shared with you has been that enlightenment is a state of being where you have all of your thoughts, all of your feelings, all of your impulses, all of your desires, all of your instincts, positive and negative, good or bad, pleasant or unpleasant. You have all of them without judgment, consciously. And then while you are having whatever experience you are having with your thoughts, feelings, and impulses, you have the consciousness to take constructive action that is helpful both to you and to all other consciousness. This is the state of enlightenment. That means that anybody can be in a state of enlightenment at any time if that is what is happening, that they are seeking to be conscious of their true thoughts, their true feelings, their true motives, their true experiences. And no matter what kind of experience they're having, good or bad, pleasant or unpleasant, they have the ability to take actions which will first and foremost allow them to flow with their joy that comes from their soul, the flow of their soul destiny. They're able to do that, which automatically means that not only are they being personally empowered, they're not giving up their boundaries or in any way sacrificing their integrity for anybody else. And at the same time, the actions that they take work to help all beings, all consciousness to raise to their the next level of evolution. Because we do live in a web. My ancestors called it the web of weird. And it is a web of consciousness that we all share. We are connected to every conscious being in the universe, past, present, and future. So when you act in a way that empowers you, you automatically empower every other conscious being in the universe. So that's my definition of enlightenment, but the process of enlightenment, the goal of enlightenment, the state of enlightenment is what I just described. The process of enlightenment is just that. It is a process. And I believe that one of the biggest misconceptions, the biggest myths about enlightenment is that there is a sudden experience of enlightenment where all of a sudden you've become enlightened. The day before you were not, and then something happens the next day and you are enlightened. And in this state of enlightenment, there is this belief that everything will be blissful and everything will be pleasant and everything will be easy. And now that you are this enlightened being, there is no more struggle and etc., etc. There are plenty of false gurus out there that pretend to be this. They pretend to be perfect. They pretend to be more than human. And there are other false gurus who may not come out and say that. They may even act like they have some humility, but they allow their students. I knew a guy like this. He was a very powerful spiritual practitioner, and while he himself would feign humility, he would allow his students to proclaim him to be an enlightened bodhisattva. And of course, that enlightened means perfected. So obviously, I do not say that about myself, and I don't hide my my rough edges. You guys see it in every live stream. I get offended at the, the easiest, the most simplest thing. I misinterpret things right and left. I have pain, I have challenges, and I have no interest in hiding any of that. At the same time, I'm doing the best that I can. And that's all I'm trying to be is be my authentic, true self. At the same time, that is my example for you as well. And so the process of enlightenment is just that. The process of enlightenment is going through the difficult, challenging process. You stub your toe. When I say the state of enlightenment is being conscious of all of your thoughts and feelings, do not make the mistake that I'm saying that that's something that anybody can just easily do. No, that is a process. To become fully conscious of all of your true motives is extremely challenging for human beings, and it takes a lifetime. If you can do it in one lifetime, you're a very advanced soul. So the process of enlightenment is exactly that. Knowing when you are operating from your honest, true desire, when you are really aware of what your desires are. Because most of the time, and just for example, as an actor, if I wanted to play a villain, like if I wanted to play Adolf Hitler, the way to play Adolf Hitler that is both believable and engaging for the audience, and at the same time the most frightening, is if I play him in such a way where people see themselves in him. And the way that I would do that is I wouldn't play somebody who is mean. Oh, he's a mean, evil person, because in his mind he's not. In his mind, no matter what we may think of him, we may think of him as a narcissistic psychopath. He certainly fits the definition of that. In his mind, he's the hero. In his mind, he is defending the weak. In his mind, he is helping humanity. In his mind, he is sacrificing for the highest good. And so what that ends up creating is it creates in the mind of the villain that they're actually a victim, that they are misunderstood. And so part of their aggression and intensity is them trying desperately for people to see the truth of their true motives. But because they don't really understand, they're not aware, they're not conscious, their actions are extremely destructive. And so this is true with each one of us. When we are not fully aware of our true motives for why we do what we do, we can tell ourselves, we may even believe that we are doing something out of a desire to be good or righteous or wonderful, but we're unaware of how selfish and destructive our motives can be. And this is the process of enlightenment. To be able to be in a place where you are conscious of what your feelings are. This is why in the live stream, besides asking questions, I'm always asking you to share an honest feeling. Because when you can do that without judging yourself, especially share your negative feelings without judging yourself, then when the moment strikes and you are stimulated by a thought or a feeling or an experience, you will know whether or not your actions will be helpful to you or to other people. You won't spiritualize, you won't justify, and that is the process of enlightenment. Now let's talk about the goal of enlightenment. So the goal of enlightenment is to achieve a state of individuation. A state of individuation is when you are open to everything and everybody. You are open to any and all kinds of relationships. You are open to flow with the universe. And at the same time, you are not bound by anything. So there's nothing wrong with wanting to be loved and wanting to be in a relationship. That's different from needing to be loved and needing to be in a relationship. It's okay if you do need those things, but at the very least, be aware of that you are operating from a state of need. You can still seek out love in relationships, but if you're aware that's something that you need, then the relationship becomes the tool to then become individuated, where you do it because you want to, not because you need to. And when you can get to the place where everything you need is within you, that all of your approval, that all of your love, that all of your confidence comes from within you. You carry it with you wherever you go. Whatever you do, you have that with you. You meet somebody and you want to connect with them, great. You meet somebody and you want to be friends with them, great. But you're not throwing away your boundaries, trying to get love, trying to get success, trying to get fame. You're okay if you have a lot of money. You're okay if you don't have a lot of money. You're okay if you have a lot of friends, or if you're like I am in my state of my life right now. I'm enjoying this monk kind of a life where, sort of like Kwai Chang Caine, I'm just going through life and I'm enjoying the journey of being with myself, but I'm not running away. A lot of people who are actually in pain and desperately want to be loved but are so afraid of being hurt, they hide and they pretend that I've done that before too, where I shunned all relationships because I was afraid, and but I needed to be alone. I needed to individuate. So the goal of enlightenment is individuation, where you are secure within yourself. You do not need anything from outside of you, but you are open and you do not exclude anything or anybody. All right? So those are the three things, my understanding of enlightenment at the moment. There is the state of enlightenment, where you have all of your thoughts, all of your feelings without any judgment, and you have the consciousness to take action that is constructive to both you and to all consciousness. It's a high standard, but that's the state. Every single person in the world, no matter who they are, they've at least had that state many times in their life without even realizing. So that's the state of enlightenment. Then there is the process of enlightenment, which is what we do with all of these practices here and all the meditations and the mantra. All of that is about having tools to navigate the process to become more conscious of our true feelings and our true motives. And then there is the goal of enlightenment, which is individuation. Once you've become fully aware, once you've fully had the ability to connect with the universe, and that you have a sense of unity within yourself, then you no longer need anything, but you also don't need to exclude anything. You are happy with yourself and you're happy with others. There's no shortage of people who are surrounded by people. There are people in marriages and families surrounded by people, but they're miserable and lonely. And there's no shortage of people like myself who don't have anybody around them, who are perfectly comfortable and happy. And then there's all kinds of things in between. So the idea is, if you're with somebody, you are happy with yourself and with them. If you're not with somebody, you're happy with yourself as well. That's the goal, individuation. And that is the goal of all spiritual work and discipline, in my opinion and experience. So there you go. As always, I've overstated it and repeated myself at least once to drive home the point. So keep your eyes open. Again, if you like this channel, subscribe, hit the bell button so that you'll be notified whenever I upload a video. Please go to all of the websites, courses.thunderwizard.com, for all of my books and all of my courses and all of my services. Go to the Warrior 90-Day Challenge at thunderwizard.com and subscribe if you want to learn the most powerful unified energy practice, which is designed to give you the power and the ability to achieve that enlightenment, to help you in that process of enlightenment, and to achieve individuation. If you want the most powerful energy practice, in my experience, I think in the history of the world, you can go check this out. And go to my other channel, Mahadeva Speaks, and subscribe there. Let me know. Leave questions for me here on the YouTube comment section, and if I like them, I will make videos on them. And if you have questions for Mahadeva, the Ascended Master, leave them over at the other channel, Mahadeva Speaks. Thank you, my brothers and my sisters, my mothers, my fathers, my uncles, my nieces and nephew. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be part of your empowerment and your enlightenment. I look forward to seeing you on the live stream very soon. Take care. Take back your soul. This is another transmission from Mahadeva here at thunderwizard.com headquarters, where you find the world's only unified spiritual energy system at thunderwizard.com. Get ready, because here I come.